Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Expert-led series here at Thops Institute. And today we'll be looking at a very interesting topic that resonates with us as individuals. Our guest for today is a self-identity coach, a relationship coach, a writer, the author of the book A Date with Destiny, and she's also the founder of the remarkable brand Dear Lady. Please join me as I welcome our guest for today, Miss Dami Abiodun. It's so good to have you on the show today. You look good. You look beautiful.
And you too, like I told you outside, I love your outfit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So today we'll be looking at this subject that's, most of us as young people, even adults, older people, they have this challenge, and it's something most people don't really get to talk about. If it's ideal to have an opposite sex as a very close friend. So do you think a platonic relationship can truly remain platonic over time with an opposite sex?
Okay, so thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
So can friendship remain friendship without having any
Yeah, like over time
anything
they become so close and
Yeah.
close and close. You think with the closeness,
without any emotions
yes,
attached?
yes.
Okay, so let me start on the general sense. There's something I've heard. I can't really remember where I heard it from, but someone said that a male and a female cannot just be friends. You understand? So that's what. But we all have our perspective.
Yeah.
And then so bringing up these questions, it means that probably there's something wrong, or probably the boundaries have been crossed. So personally, I would say that yes, it's possible, but I think it's rare. Because it said that fondness makes the heart grow closer. There's a word that said fondness makes the heart grow closer. So by the time you get close to somebody, in fact, they say just put two people alone in a room, for like even people that hate themselves, they'll have to learn to adapt to each other. And before there's these feelings that grow.
Yes.
So I would say it's possible, but it's rare. Like with time, emotions will creep in, because it's going to take
but I've seen some instances where people are just friends. They were just friends. They were very close, and people thought there was something else attached, and one of them was getting married.
No, in fact, I was going to even bring up that it's just like, well, just right. I think there was something that there was a wedding that happened recently in Nigeria.
Yes,
popular
yes.
celebrity we know, and
Actress Yabo Ojo.
Yabo Ojo and
and Priscilla.
And Priscilla. So, and then there's been so many buzz around the whole situation.
Yeah.
Can a boy and a girl, can a male and female just be friends?
Yeah.
Were they friends? This
Yes,
and that.
yes.
So me, I don't really know much of their life, but studying it, we don't know what transpired. We don't know what happened, so we can't really say.
Yeah.
But I feel that probably one of them had feelings for each other. I just feel that. But it might be that maybe whoever had feelings never expressed and found out, there are some people that they tell you like, okay, I like you. Oh, and I'm like personal. And let me for example now. Okay, I've had people that, okay, they like me and everything. And I'm like, okay, no, it's not possible, or it's not working out. Then you'll be like, okay, let's just be friends.
And it doesn't spoil the friendship.
Now I'm going somewhere, right? So I'm trying to bring a scenario now, like, let's just be friends. Now that is very tricky. Okay, you're like, fine, let's just be friends. But you find out that, okay, even after you say we'll just be friends, before you know again, the person comes again, that feeling is still there, like, okay. So it doesn't just remain as friendship. There's I don't know, it's just there's a thin line. I would say it's possible, but it would take intentionality to just have to take some clear-cut boundaries. You understand? And then one person has to just be like, okay. Or sometimes it can be one person that, okay, has feelings, the other does not have feeling, and then one person just has to subject and say, okay, I won't say anything so I don't spoil, because you find that once you express that feeling, it changes everything, the way you look at the person. If you are the one, like, if you don't have feelings for the guy, and then he does, and then you guys have just been friends and you just like this person now comes to express that, oh, I like you. I think, should I say another example? I can still remember back in school, like, there was this person, I liked his aura, I liked everything, like, all of that. But as we were going, something deep down, we are ladies now, when the guy likes you, where Abby. So,
Mm-hmm.
but there was just a prayer in my heart. I just used to pray like, God, please don't let it get to that point where he has to
Yes.
just, because I feel like once he said this, it's going to change
Yes, a
everything.
lot will
Yeah,
change.
but
Yeah.
unfortunately he did, and then it's like, oh come on.
Oh no.
But at the end, but it's strained the relationship in as
Yeah.
much as you want to. It's
Yeah.
just strained it. So like it can remain platonic, but it's rare, and it will take intentional efforts not to develop
Yes.
emotions. But yeah,
Yes.
there are
Mm.
people that actually are just friends, and yeah.
Okay, so let's say you are in a romantic relationship
Mm,
and then you have this close friend who is a guy also.
mm,
Just very close friend. Do
yeah,
you think it can affect your romantic relationship?
with your partner,
Yes.
absolutely, it can. It
Okay.
can. Yes. Why?
So you
Mm,
have to cut off. Sometimes these people are just so nice. You've had them over
yeah.
the time.
Like you be like, oh, I've
Yes,
known
you
you
now just
before.
cut
Just
away from them. So how do you manage this kind of situation?
okay. So my very good friend will always tell me something. He will say that whatever you're building now or your future is always more important than your past, right? So
Mm,
it's not like your friends are your past or something like that.
mm,
But
mm.
if you find out that your partner, number one, is first of all is about your partner. You
Yeah.
understand? While we have some partners that can be very maybe unrealistic, that just want to be what's the word now, just suppress you and just
Yes.
want maybe overly jealous, and they are just not okay, maybe insecure in themselves and all of
Yes.
that.
Yes.
But there's some people that okay, when you find out that okay, me, I don't subscribe to having a bestie. I don't think I've even ever had a bestie as a guy that will say, oh, this person is my bestie. The
Mm,
person that was my bestie was, I was in a relationship with him. So I, but aside that, to say that, oh, okay, your partner should be your best friend. So that's my own. Your partner should be your best friend. So now I cannot be having like you and my friend, then another person is my bestie. And this must be like, oh, bestie. Me personally, or if it's me, like my partner is having a lady as his best friend, like let's be sincere, will you be happy?
no.
You won't be now. Even though they tell you there is nothing, but you find out that
But you might want to understand, but that jealousy
it
will
will
still
definitely creep in
come.
once in a while. And then imagine if maybe your partner now, if there's an issue, the person is the first person they go to tell
Mm,
the person even before telling you. And
mm,
then you're like, they're like, oh, there's nothing, it's just my friend. I think if your relationship matters so much and then your partner is uncomfortable,
yeah.
right? You have some people that they understand and they don't really care, or they're just like, let it be or something like that. But if your partner complains over time, and I
Mm,
think transparency, like if you have a friend, a close friend, like the example we use now, Priscilla and
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 any.
Annie. Now it said that after this their marriage, their friendship will not really be like before. Yes,
Yes.
there has to be this respect. Like him
Mm,
also, he respect. Oh, this lady is already married.
mm,
Yes, and
mm,
I think the one point I wanted to bring is that it is also important that your partner should know someone that you call a close friend. You understand? Someone that is a friend that maybe has this level of there's this
closeness
closeness
with you.
with you. So
Mm,
let your partner be aware of this person, and the person
mm,
should also be aware of your partner. You
mm,
understand? And
mm,
then you should talk about your boundaries. Oh, okay, you can't do these certain things. Before we used to do like this, but now I'm in a relationship. Oh,
mm,
yes, even if my partner does not complain,
mm,
like it is expected of me to just respect him or her and don't do certain things. We can't do maybe hang out this late before, maybe there's no, yeah. So it's important to actually express and talk
mm.
about it, like set boundaries, and let's be able to manage that boundary. Okay.
So like for the married now,
Yeah.
there are some married people who are close to other people in their place of work or something, and then over time you see that these people become so close and close and close. Do you think they are crossing the line? Sometimes they say their partner understands, but it kind of, when you see their closeness, there is a eyebrow that is raised to that. So do you think it's just basically about the partner, or they should be careful about what people think and say about their closeness with other people, like a close person that is the opposite sex?
That's like as married. But I
Yes,
think
yes.
whatever implies in relationship also
Mm,
implies in marriage, right?
okay.
And it is said that whatever you start in a relationship is what
Mm,
you take in, or
mm,
what you carry
mm,
into. Um, now, I'm not married, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, but in marriage, it is said, or at least we've heard things, and then like attraction is still it still happens even when you are married to somebody. You can find out you're attracted to somebody, maybe in your office or something like that. So now what do you do at that point? Let's tackle that first before we really go down to the question, like, okay, oh, there's this guy in the office, like maybe the new HR they employed, and there's the way he dresses, and it might not be intentional, but I
Yeah.
just feel like, okay, I'm drawn to this guy and I like
Yes.
this guy's aura and everything. It still boils down to what I said, letting your partner. I think if you go back home, you can tell him like, babe, oh, there's this new guy in the office. You might just say it jokingly, but you've passed the message so that he also will put an eye on you, and you also you're accountable to yourself. So I think where people cross the boundaries, where they're not able to be accountable, and when you start hiding things, when there's no transparency, maybe you chat with the person and you're saying, finding yourself giggling so much,
Yeah.
this and that, and then you start hiding or you start deleting chat, and that's where you say, okay, there's a problem here. All right. So like if you say you are close with the person, like any type of closeness you are with anybody, it should not be as close as your partner, your husband, your wife. Your husband and your wife should be your best friend, like one. And then they should not be like the person you run to first. I don't know if that's making sense. So so you should be able to define the closeness.
Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry to cut you. They should not be the person to run to first. What if it's in a scenario where because I've seen a scenario where someone complained that when she runs to her partner, he doesn't respond the way her friend responds. Do you understand? He doesn't respond the way her friend responds, and she prefers speaking with him. They just settle the issue and then she go back to her partner. Do you think that is cheating?
Okay, that's deep. So yes, I think Nancy. So she said that the partner does not respond. You understand now? Like maybe number one, maybe time. Maybe he doesn't even give her that time that she wants. So now, is it cheating on your partner? I would say yes. Yes. Because you are finding emotional comfort now in another person that is not your partner. So relationship is a decision. So you've chosen this person, so you have to stay. So I think one thing again that we should do in relationship is, you know, what you can tolerate, what you can manage. If for you communication is a big deal, right? Okay, like personal now, I am someone that I love words of affirmation. I love words. In fact, if I should say, maybe for example, like there's a pimple on my face and I'm like, oh, I have a pimple, and then I'm already feeling bad about it. I don't need you to now make me feel worse. I need you to help me out. Like, say, no, it's not bad, babe.
Yes,
it's fine.
you're fine.
Do you understand? Because I'll be bothered. So imagine I'm that kind of your partner, and then I come to you and
you say you are ugly.
and you say, what did you guys now that have? No, it's not. They are part for that, but you should know. I think one thing I've discovered is that couples tend to love each other. I've been there before, or I learned the light, or I grew to understand that you don't love your partner based on your own love language. You love them with their love language. For example, now my love language is words of affirmation, or let me say gifts. Let me say you are my partner, all right? But you know, please. And then you love gifts, and then I love words of affirmation. Now, if I am giving you words of affirmation, you will not really perceive it as love, because that's not your primary love language. Until I give you gifts, before you can now perceive that as love. So you should know, okay, what is your partner's love language? And then some people will say, I'm not the talking type, I'm not the calling type, I'm not the texting type. No, I don't really. If you are sure of, okay, you want this, you will put every effort to make it work. Because you can't tell me, when you meet someone that is your own, your personal, you like, you want to talk to the person, you want to call, you want to just go over your way to just make that work. So I think they should communicate with each other. If she feels that, okay, her partner doesn't understand her, now she might not be able to work well on her relationship when she still has somebody by the side that she runs to. Do you understand? So fixing that now might not be able to work. So she'll have to like put that person aside. Now stay there. Let us work on this. Now, if it's not something that can be worked upon, and then you've tried and you need this, instead of cheating, and because at the end you never had that something happened, why not just end it? So there's something called your red flags, or what you can tolerate, because nobody's perfect. So when you see that, oh, okay, I can tolerate this to an extent, I've seen these weaknesses in this person, I can manage it, I can move forward. So why not? But talk about it, try to work on it if it's not possible, because if not, it's called cheating, because you are actually gaining emotional intimacy and comfort. You are finding that in another person that's supposed to be your partner.
So as a single person, right, what are the risk and reward of having an opposite sex as a close friend?
So when we talk about single, like you're not in any relationship, just
Yeah,
you.
you're not in a relationship. Or let's say, yeah,
No,
not
let's
in
just
a
say,
relationship yet.
okay, maybe I should ask you now, do you have male friends that are just your friends?
Yes.
Okay. You're not supposed to ask me that. No. Okay, so what are the risks and reward of having um a close friend? Yeah. My mentor will always say that relationships are powerful, are currencies, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
of course no man's an island. You definitely need people.
Yeah.
So it is good to know that okay, you have someone like a go-to person that you can talk to.
Mm.
A friend of mine was telling me something one time and he was like, sometimes he just feels so lonely and he doesn't really have who to
Talk
talk to.
to.
So now it is said that the first need of every man is the need to be loved and accepted. So we all crave that, no matter how strong we claim to be and all, we all, there's a time that you just need somebody to like
Talk
okay
to.
talk to. So
Mm.
yes, it is important first because of your emotional there's emotional gain. Like imagine you are sad and there's this person you call and the person brightens up your
You do.
mood. This person understands you. There's some people that are very good like empathetic listening. Like imagine having a friend and then you just go and you rant and rant and rant and rant and rant and then you feel okay. Once you are done, is that you and the person praise or the
Mm.
person just tells you something and then you just feel lighter. So
Mm.
yes, of course there are definitely rewards. That's
Benefits.
one emotional reward. Another reward is maybe it helps you to understand or you see now when emotions are not really in when emotions are not in a relationship, I can say, or when it's not mixed with emotion, you can really see a person for who they
They are.
really are. Yes, you can see, oh, okay, this person is genuine, like this person. So in case it even moves to another place, you've seen the person for who they
Who
are.
they
Now,
are.
so when we talk about risks now, the risk can be if you get too emotionally attached
Yeah.
to someone, and then let's say emotionally attached, even if there was nothing or you have just been so there's this person now,
Mm.
and then let's say the person now decides to maybe go into a relationship
Mm.
and then you are not in a relationship, even though you might not see the person but you will feel, I think when you say something like you're going to feel bad, like you're going to feel like okay, this is your person, no, this and that. So that emotional attachment now is, I would say, is a risk, because if you've been emotionally attached to
Mm.
a person
Mm.
as your friend,
Mm.
and then now the person now enters into a relationship and they find out, oh, okay, this person that was there, you're not really there. That's one. That's it's a
Can be
risk to
very
me.
hurtful.
Yeah, it hurts.
So you've been friends with the opposite sex, and then you realize that you guys have started having feelings, or you have started having feelings for the person. How do you handle this situation?
Okay, so if I get it properly now,
Mm.
like I'm friends with someone and we've just been friends, and then but I find out that, oh, I'm getting drawn to this person, I'm getting attracted to this person, and the person is not in a relationship and we've
Yeah.
just been there.
Mm.
So what do I do
Mm.
in that situation? Okay, so this is my advice, or this is how I'm going to say it to be.
Mm.
It is said that marry your friend. So
Mm.
they'll tell you it's not your enemy you want to marry, of
Mm.
course. So um you should first of all study. All right, let me come from the guys aspect, because it's more it happens more based on my own study on the guys, and then I find that, oh, I'm liking this my friend that's just been. So what do I do? Should I go ahead? Should I tell her? If I should tell her, like we said before, will I lose the friendship, or should I just keep the feelings to myself? My advice will be, first of all, try to there's a way you can subtly chip in some things, try saying some things,
Mm.
like moving, and see her response. Now, her response, you might be surprised that maybe she too likes you, but maybe she has just been holding back. Not that since you
Waiting for
guys
you
are
to
here
make the
waiting for you
move.
to say something, and
Mm.
she might also be feeling like, oh, if she shows anything, you might maybe she doesn't want to ruin your friendship, and you might not be aware that she also likes you. So it's possible that you just read the room, try to chip in some things little by little, and see what her response is. If it's there's like, if you can read sign, if you are not color blind, and then you can see the green sign, green
Mm.
light, if she
Mm.
gives you that, you can then express your feeling to her. Is a risk worth taking to me? Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it's a risk worth taking. That if you see that, okay, I think we can move forward here,
Yeah.
express your feeling to her. tell her, because she has been your friend and everything, that, oh,
Yeah.
you've been my friend. It's not wrong, it's not bad, she's not in a relationship and everything.
Mm.
Yes, like, okay, I would love us to take this
Next
relationship
step.
and this friendship further. I think I like you, what do you think, and all of that. And if she turns out like, oh, my HOD will always say, you say that when you ask somebody out, there are two possible answers, which is a yes
Or
or
a
a no.
no.
So like, she just like, he wonders why some guys go and they just feel like they're going to get a yes. Like, prepare for the no also. Do you understand? So
Mm.
when you go, prepare your mind that it could be a yes, it could be a no. So
Mm.
that when whichever comes, you know you want yes, but just in case a no comes, you will not be feeling. Some people be like, I can't believe like she said no, sorry, I can't
Mm.
believe
Mm.
like it happens. So prepare your mind. So, but yes, it's a step that I will tell you after. Just yeah, pray in your spirit, like, ask God if you know that God is leading you there,
Yeah.
as if as okay, yes, you are sure that God is leading you to make this move, go ahead. And then sometimes you can even be sure that God is making you to move, and then she
Mm.
might still say no. You
Mm.
can give it time. God himself can speak to her, and then she will answer at the end. So, but my own is that yes, you can take that step, ask her. But if you feel like, you don't think you have that mind, you can't move forward, you can't do anything. And hey, if talking about mind, not like, you can still use somebody, you can use her friend. Her friend can, girls and their friends now,
Mm.
their friends can try to, this person, what do you think, and
Mm.
give you a feedback, so that
Mm.
it, makes you know that, oh, should I proceed, should I just stop? And there are some people that might just, you just have to kill that feeling, let it just die there, and then just move on. So that's going to be my advice. Like, so look at the person involved, what is the risk, what is, and then know whether I should proceed or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be my own advice.
How do you know when a relationship is crossing just friendship into a relationship or getting too emotional? And then how do you really cut it off without hurting the person? If you know that you really just want to be friends with this person, what you need at this time is just friendship, right? Because I've had, you know, an experience like that. I just wanted this person to be my friend, but he kept crossing the line, and I was being careful not to just come out. But when I blew it up, in fact, I don't know, but then how do you handle this scenario where you don't want to hurt the person has been kind to you, but you really just want friendship?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so when you notice it, what step do you take?
Mm. So I'm going to come in two aspects. I'll come from the guy's aspect, and I'm going to come from the lady's aspect. So I have one of my mentees, and then she was actually telling me that there was this guy in her class that she sees the person as a friend, but now he wants to take it further, right? And then she doesn't know what to do, and she has told him no, and he's withdrawing, but she still wants that friendship. Now, first of all, you should not be selfish. You understand? So it's more like, okay, how do I know that, okay, this friendship is crossing? Let me start with the question. How do I know this friendship is crossing our emotional boundaries? Now, maybe as when you start noticing or observing that maybe you are fantasizing about them, you begin to see yourself being in a relationship with them. If they're in a relationship, you see yourself jealous of their
Of their
relationship and their
relationship.
partner. You see yourself trying to compete or trying to do something. It might not just be really intentional, but all these are emotion. Maybe you feel yourself getting angry, or you see yourself trying to talk down on the person's partner. You should know that, oh, no, 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 there's something, there is something here. And then when in friendship, maybe you get to say that, oh, the person is flirting, right? And then I think this one should be on the men's aspects. You are a guy, you don't like a lady in that way, and you just want her as friends. Yes, ladies can be very emotional, we can be very attached. So by the time you start doing things too much, we start getting so, oh, okay, maybe he likes me, and then maybe she's building up her expectation that, okay, maybe one day he will now tell me that, oh, I like you, or something like that. And then at the end you don't. It can make the person feel hurt. So it's better if you notice, talk about it. It will hurt the person, but make sure, it's better to say, hurt me with the truth than comfort me with a lie. So early enough, when you notice that, okay, maybe this my friend as a girl, if I do this, there's a way she acts and she feels like, oh, I'm in a relationship. Sometimes we ladies, we can be in a relationship with someone that is not in a relationship with us. We have
Yeah,
started bills, color of
exactly.
clothes, wedding gown, everything,
Yes.
and then he has not said anything. So
Anything.
even if he has not said anything, then please, you should act like, What are we doing, or what is it? Some people can just be tied in that name, friendship, and then they are doing things that is beyond normal friends, and then nobody wants to put a name to it, or nobody wants to commitment. So when you find that maybe you are doing things that you're not supposed to do, and you're in a relationship, like maybe you feel and person calls you pet name, you just like all of this, talk about it, like ask, and let it at that point, if anybody that wants to get hot there, and you don't have to be like, but talk about it. So if I'm going to be hot now, let me know that okay, I'm going to be hot now, but it's better than maybe waiting for something that never happens.
It has been an amazing time today with our guest, Miss Dami Abiodun. So I want you to go over this again so that you can pick out some lessons, some important things you need to take, because this happens in our everyday life, sometimes subconsciously, and this topic is very important. Please go over it again, watch it, and don't forget to subscribe to Tops Institute. See you in our next video. Bye.
Bye.